Hello guys, I hope you're doing great. Today I want to do this video from an outside setting, and as you can see I'm just under a tree and the weather is so good. But I want to talk on this issue. We now know that some of the African countries, they have their embassies underperforming in terms of the DV lottery interview scheduling, and this is a major concern to many people because they risk losing their chances to have the opportunity to come to the United States and stay there permanently, especially those with higher case numbers or medium case numbers. Let's say, for example, around 25,000 all the way to 45,000. And now I want to discuss this into details and try at least to come up with one of the solutions that you can try out. So if we take the example of my home country, that is Kenya, the Nairobi Embassy. The Nairobi Embassy, as per the data that we have as of 20th of January, we see that Nairobi Embassy has only been able to schedule interviews of up to around 9,000 case numbers and nothing above that. And those interviews are scheduled for the month of March. So that clearly shows that this embassy is really performing poorly, and people with cases up to 45,000 are now current and they are waiting to be scheduled. Majority of them have their DS-260 already processed, but they can't get that opportunity because Nairobi Embassy is now at around 9,000 in terms of case numbers. So I thank you guys for coming to the comment sections, and I've seen many of you worried because some of you have 35,000 in case number, others are 45,000 case number, others are 43,000, and you are asking, will you have a chance and what should you do at least to increase your chance? So there is one possibility, and I want to base this possibility on an example that I currently have. So there is some individual who is not Kenyan, actually is in a country whose DV lottery winners are sent to the Nairobi Embassy, so to say. And therefore, by default, they were allocated to the Nairobi Embassy. But he realized that Nairobi Embassy is much slow in DV matters. And so what he decided, and he asked me, what should he do? So he decided to transfer his case to another country that is currently performing well, the Dar es Salaam Embassy. As we can see from the data, the Dar es Salaam embassies have scheduled interview to the upwards of between 40,000 and 45,000. That means they are already almost to the cutoff number that is currently ready for the interview scheduling. So they are not performing bad, they are not bad off. And some of his friends with higher case numbers than his, who had selected the Dar es Salaam Embassy as their embassy for the interview, had already been scheduled for the interview. And him having lower case number than them was worried, what should I do? And he requested, and I advised him that it is better that you transfer your case to that to the Dar es Salaam Embassy. But it will not be that easy. So that guy, who is not a Kenyan but was allocated to the Nairobi Embassy, went ahead and unlocked the DS-260 form and updated the information that the embassy for the interview was Dar es Salaam, and then resubmitted. And then afterward, he emailed KCC, and KCC did not respond positively. They, in other words, rejected his request. But he sent again and explained some reason as to why. And then they rejected. But upon sending another time and explaining the reasons as to why he is transferring, then he was granted. And now his case is with the Dar es Salaam embassy, and soon he will be scheduled for the interview. So what am I saying? I'm saying if your case number is high and you see some risk of you not getting this interview and your case is not yet processed, then what you are supposed to do is you are supposed to try and change the interview venue. And this is how you do it. You need to move to that country. Like, for example, if you come from around East Africa, we have the free movement within the countries making East Africa, that is Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, and the Democratic Republic of Congo. So you have the freedom to move within that region with no restrictions. It's just a nearby country. You can just move there, and once you are there, you unlock your DS260 form and then update the address for your interview, resubmit, and then email KCC telling them that you are already in that country and you intend your interview to be conducted in the embassy in that country. And by so doing, you will have saved yourself from this problem. For example, if you are from Kenya and maybe your case number is 43,000 or let's say 50,000, and of course you see some impending risk, you can decide to move to the nearby country, Tanzania, and then after that, unlock the DS260 form, update it with the current address, and say your intended location for interview, Dar es Salaam embassy, resubmit it, then email KCC and inform them of the changes. Tell them that you've moved and you'll be living there, and you want your interview to be conducted from the Dar es Salaam embassy. That's just an example. You can pick any other country that suits you. Maybe you have a relative living there. You can decide to go and live with him or her and do those steps. But the point is, if you see some risk, and I've given you a good example, do whatever you can do to change the location. That's my advice. And if that advice suits you, you can try and do that to rescue your chances. I hope, guys, that is clear, though I know I've been babbling here and there, but that is the point. So guys, if you find this information relevant and useful to you, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Many more is coming. Let's meet in the next video.